Alright, what's up guys? Today, I'm ranking every single Deadlock camp in Deadlock, of course. From S to C, this is a tier list. I don't think there's a single bad camp in this game, but we're going to be rating it based on how convenient it is. You know, if you can get to lane and get to the camp, if it's like a weaker camp, depends on your character obviously, but if there's a ton of boxes around, you know, because if it's right next to lane, then it's going to be easy to get to after clearing the wave, especially if you're on a carry. I mean, the camps on the sidelines are probably going to be ranked a little higher than the ones in the neutral. So all right, first we've got this camp on the blue side of the map. It's on both sides, on the Archmother and the Hidden King side, which this is the only tier 1 that's right next to the shop on both sides of the map. And I think it's pretty convenient because they've got these little boxes over here. It's right next to the shop, you know. You're in lane, it spawns every 2 minutes, I don't know. And it's just good to grab while you're in the lane. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it straight at A, because it's a really good camp, but it really doesn't give you that many souls. It helps you in lane. It's worth it to take it. You don't want to get this camp taken from you when you're in lane. Alright, next we got this camp, just like the camp in the middle. This is closer to the shop. It's right next to the lane, so it's a good camp in landing phase, but unlike the blue lane, it's not on this side of the map. Unlike that side, where it's on that side of the map and not on this side of the map. I think I'm just gonna have to... I think I'll also put it an A. I'll put it a little lower than blue camp since it's not on both sides. You know, it's kind of favored for the blue side of the map. Next up, we have this camp on the yellow side and the green side. And like most of the other camps in this game, there's only going to be one camp like this that's closer to either the Hidden King or the Archmother, just like that camp over there is closer to the Hidden King side. And I think it's a pretty good camp because you can basically take it on any character. Some characters take a little longer, but they've got, you can run like a box route back here. It does take a little longer to spawn, but there's golden buff over here. There's boxes up here and here that you can take, and it's right next to the lane, so it's pretty convenient. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it in S. I think that's gonna be the first S of the game. I like this camp more than the tier 1 just because it gives more souls, but it's also next to lane. It does take longer to spawn though, so that's kind of a downside. Next up, we have this camp on the yellow side and green side. And just like the other one up there, it's closer to the lane, but it's not next to the Guardian, so this is more convenient when your Guardian is taken and you're playing under your walker, like if you're playing a carry, because it's right next to your walker and you can have the wave crash all the way up here and then you can just grab it if you need to. There's still the boxes over here and then there's still the camp up there. Gives a lot of souls. I don't know what I'm thinking for this one, because there's no bad camp, so it's kind of hard to go off of a tier list with all these camps because they all give souls. They're all in a good position on the map, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one in A. I'm gonna put it at the top of A, you know, because I like it being in a tier 2 camp, but these two are really good, don't get me wrong. And next up we have this camp down here with all these boxes and golden statues. This one is on the yellow and it is on the green side as well, with the same amount of boxes and golden statues down here. Same amount of creeps too that you can kill. I like this camp a lot, but it's kind of inconvenient because you have to walk a little bit out and there may be somebody roaming around and they could come down here and kill you because they can hear you taking this camp. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put this at B. I like the camp. I like how there's the boxes and golden statues down there. There's also boxes on the way to the camp, but you can easily get ambushed by somebody if they're just walking past, like stealing your sinners or something. Next, we have this one on the green side with a little minion up here and the doubles. And then we have this one on the yellow side, which also has the minion up here and the doubles, and don't forget about these over here. I really like this one. I honestly think I'm gonna put this at S. I like the doubles being up here. There's these minions are super easy to kill because they're grouped up, and you can kind of just do that, you know? Very easy to kill these guys, and then you just walk right up here, you kill this guy, and then you get the doubles. I honestly think I'm putting this one in S. I'll put it top of S right now. These two camps are my personal favorite whenever I'm playing Deadlock. I always go for these. It's just really easy to get. Next up, we have this one on the yellow side, and then there's also one on the green side as well, which is right next to the doubles as well. I did not mean to hit them, but I like these because there's also a camp down here, there's boxes, and then there's centers right here, but this one's very easy to grab since it's kind of in the middle of the lanes. You know, people could just walk on past you, grab these, especially if they're like a support or something. They just grab these on like Rem or whatever. So I honestly think I'll put it lower B. I'll put it higher B, I mean. I like, see, because the bad part about these camps is if you can get jumped or not, or how easy it is for the other team to access these camps. I really like this one because it's right next to lane. You get these, there's the camp over here, centers, boxes. It's right next to blue lane, and if you're playing a character with good AoE, you can clear this relatively fast. You know what I mean? And it's not too easy for the enemies to grab because if you're closer to the lane, you're going to be able to hear them when they're down here, just like if they're punching the centers. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this at S. I really like this one. And next up we have this camp on both sides of the map, just like every other camp in the game. So I don't know why I keep repeating myself, but here it is on this side. It doesn't have a little entryway on the Hidden King side. I believe that side is the Hidden King side. I'm not entirely sure, but correct me if I'm wrong, but this camp, it's amazing for AoE characters. I don't think I've ever seen this camp get taken by the enemies unless they're pushed up to base guardians. This camp will never get taken by the enemies. This is a free camp you can always get. I honestly think I'll put it at mid A tier. You know, it's still all the way in your spawn, so it's not really convenient to rotate to, but if you're like grabbing something from the shop or if you need to heal, you can come get this camp and it's pretty good. And we have this camp next. Now this is a replacement for the tier 1 on that side of both of the maps. This is a great camp if you have AoE to grab this in lane, because this camp will spawn when you're still in lane, so it's just a good camp to spawn. And it has these boxes here you can grab, you know, literally right next to the lane. And it can be easy to grab because you can come over here. So yeah, as you can see, it's the same thing on this side. They can just walk over here and then grab it. Nothing's really changed here. I think I'm going to put this at A tier. Wait. I like this. I like this. I don't think it's better than the tier 1s though, because they give more souls, but it really comes down to what character you're playing. If you don't have the AoE, it's a little longer to take this camp. That's why I like the tier 1s more. Next we have this camp. I honestly like this camp, but it's kind of weird to do. It has all the boxes and stuff around it. It won't get stolen, but I honestly think I'll put this one at C tier. And the reason I'm putting this at C tier is because it really comes, just like any other camp, it really comes down to what character you're playing, because they're all spaced out, so you can't like go in between and melee them, right? It does have these boxes over here. I like that aspect of it, but you're really only going to be grabbing it, just like these ones up here if you're backed up to the walker. So I think I'll put it at C. And we kind of wanted to fill out that C spot as well, but it's still a good camp. There's no bad camp. And here's this one on this weirdly slanted rooftop on both sides of the map, which actually isn't slanted on this side. It's only slanted on that side. It's still normal on this side. And see, I like this camp, but I really hate to do it I think I'll also put this one at C tier. These are spaced out pretty far, and you kind of have a nice view of the lane from up here. Like, especially if you're playing Lash, you can just come up here and you can just come slam down, but I honestly think I'll just put this one at C tier. Bottom at C. Actually, yeah, I'll just keep it there. These two, I like these camps, but I hate to do it to these camps, but... And next we have this camp. Now, this camp is a little differently spaced out on the other side. As you can see, these tier 1 minions are all the way in the corner instead of right next to the tier 2s. There's the boxes here and stuff like that. Even with these spaced out so far, I like this one because it's right next to Secret, and there's the bridge buff up here with all these boxes that you can grab, and there's the camp up there that you can grab if you want to, so I'll put this one A tier. Okay, moving on to the tier 3 camps. We're going to start with these ones on each side of the map. Yeah, here's this one. As you can see on the whatever side of the map you want to call this is the yellow side. I just call it yellow side. I don't know if you guys call it anything else, but it's more spaced out. But I really like these camps, especially when I'm playing carry characters. I can go cultist, and I just walk up here and cultist when I'm in lane, or if I'm straight up coming out of lane, because it's right next to these camps right here, and it's very convenient. I feel like everybody does this, but I'm thinking an A tier. We got a lot of A tiers in this. Next up, we have my favorite camp in the entire game, personally, because it's all tier 3, but they're so close together that you can go like this, and you can hit all of them. You can't see me hit... Okay, actually you can see me hitting all of them with the melee, because you can look their health bars, but if you're playing a character like Venator or 7, I just throw the ball like that, and then I start melee like this when I'm on 7, or on Venator, and it clears them up so fast. And as you can see, they have all these boxes here as well, and the zip line's literally right here. Boxes over here, you know, boxes over there, right next to spawn if you need to. Got camps over there. This is honestly my favorite part of the jungle in the game, is this little section of the map, because it's safe to get to. Nobody's gonna take these unless they've got rejuve and you're fighting comeback burn, right? Nobody's gonna take these. I honestly think if I were to rank this and I were to pick a best for the tier list, I would put this one at the top, the very top. This is just my favorite camp in the entire game, but most of these are just I just rank them off of what I like, you know, and this is my tier list. I get to do whatever I want. All right, next up we've got these ones. These aren't like the other ones that I was just talking about. You can't melee all of them at the same time, so they kind of puts them a little lower, but it is next to these boxes in this camp over here. And you see on this side it's the same. You can't melee them all at the same time. It's got these boxes here. I'm honestly thinking this is also S tier. It's right next to this camp. It's very convenient camp to grab, and they want to grab this if you're a carry, and it's right next to the walker as well when you're coming back, so it's very convenient to grab these boxes too. And I'll put this like mid S tier. Oh, and then we get on to this one. This is just me personally talking, but I don't like this one at all. I feel like I rarely grab this one. It's easy for the enemies to grab. It's right next to our centers. Got the bridge, little bridge connecting here. As you can see, same on the other side. It's the centers right here with the little bridge connecting. Enemies can come grab this if they want to when they're pushed up to the walker. And there's really nothing you can do when they're grabbing this, you know. I don't like this one, and that's just my personal opinion. Like, these are good. I like these being here, but I just don't like this one. I think it really stands out with the tier 3 that's right here, because at this point in the game, most characters aren't going to be able to grab this. I think I'm just going to put this one at C tier. We'll keep this one. Actually, I'll put this one at the bottom of C. I think that might be the last C of the entire video. Next up, we've got this tier 2 camp. And as I was saying earlier, this is my favorite section of the map to farm. That's why I said we are probably going to have the last C tier in the entire game. All of these camps are right next to each other for grabbing, right next to that one too. As you can see, the same on the other side. These two camps are a little different than the other side, but they're basically evenly spaced out from the zip line. So I just like this one because it's easy to kill. And then you got the boxes here if you're trying to do something, you know, right next to the blue guardian, right close to the blue walker. I'll put this one at high B tier. And then next we have this one closest to the zip line. I like this because you can, if you're playing a gun character, you can kind of slide on these stairs here to get a little more ammo when you're shooting this. You know, or you can just dash into it. You know, you got the AoE for these guys. As you can see, it's got a little staircase over here if you want to do the same exact thing. On the other side, it's not inside of a building, but it's still the same principle. I honestly think I'll put this one a little higher in the E tier. And then last but not least, I don't have much to say about this camp. It's kind of like these ones right here. It's got this little ramp to slide down, you know. You need the more ammo when you're shooting these guys. And then here's this one, which is actually inside of a structure or building or whatever you want to call it, but the same thing applies for this. You kind of don't have the luxury of being able to slide down a pair of stairs or something if you need extra ammo, but it's still a good camp, you know, just like the other one. I think I'll end off putting this at high B. Now, there's one camp I didn't get to, if you would even consider this a camp, but there's these two creeps here with this vending machine. If it were me, I would put it at low B or high C. Because I like the sinners being here, but these, it just makes it take longer to get the sinners. If you punch the sinners, they start shooting you, so you're gonna take that damage if you don't kill them, but I guess on the upside, you can melee both of them at the same time. Same on this side. It's easy to access by the enemies as well, and if you're kind of a slow camp killing character, sort of like Viscous, I guess, in a way, if you're building him without gun, because why would you be building gun in this day and age if you are playing Viscous, because his gun sucks now. We're getting sidetracked anyways, but yeah, I'd put this if you guys would consider this a camp with the sinners, then I would put this at high C tier or low B. Well, that was the end of the tier list. I know you can't really see which one of these camps is which, but you can kind of make out all of these camps a little bit. I don't think there's a bad camp in the game. Every camp is going to be equal to each other, but this is kind of like a meme video. And if I were to rank all the camps, this is what my ranking would be, which I did rank all the camps, and this is what my ranking is. I think that's the end of the video.